For years, scholars have tried to convince the world that the similarities between Bantu culture and ancient Israel are coincidence. They say the languages just happen to echo Hebrew. They say the customs just happen to resemble the law. They say the history just happens to fit prophecy. But a pattern this deep is not coincidence, it is inheritance. Across the Bantu kingdoms of Africa, from Kenya to South Africa, and from Congo to Mozambique, traces of ancient Hebrew are woven into everyday speech. Words for breath, spirit, purity, family, and even the Most High sound strikingly similar to terms found in the Hebrew scriptures. Among the Lemba of southern Africa, the word Nwali for God echoes the Hebrew Ilah. Among the Kikongo people, Yesala means to save, mirroring the Hebrew root Yasha, salvation. Among the Shona, Mawari resembles the ancient Semitic forms for creator. Among the Zulu and Xhosa, the word Umia for spirit echoes Hebrew Ruach, meaning breath or spirit. These words did not arrive through missionary work. Missionaries came only in the last few centuries, yet these linguistic roots are far older. They existed in Africa long before. European contact preserved by generations of families who carried a memory older than colonization. The customs tell an even deeper story. Before colonization, many Bantu peoples practiced circumcision on the 8th day. They avoided foods declared unclean in the Torah. Long before missionaries introduced Christianity, they kept strict clan identity, similar to Israel's tribal order. They practiced bride price, purification rites, and the honoring of ancestors in ways that mirror biblical traditions without copying them. These traditions survived because they come from the same ancient source. Even the structure of Bantu kingdoms resembles Israel's history. Elders at the gates, judges, prophets, priests, and community laws that echo the Torah. These things were not random cultural inventions. They were memories passed down from people who once walked in the land of Israel and later migrated into Africa. But why did the world hide this? Because if Africa preserved the bloodline, the culture, and the identity of ancient Israel, then the entire narrative of colonialism collapses. The lie that Africa was pagan, primitive, or historyless falls apart. The lie that Israel's descendants disappeared into Europe becomes impossible to defend. And the greatest truth of all becomes visible: that the descendants of the covenant people were living, multiplying, and thriving in Africa long before the world recognized them. This is why explorers hid their writings. This is why colonizers burned libraries and destroyed oral traditions. This is why academics dismissed linguistic evidence as coincidence. This is why the slave trade targeted Bantu regions again and again, because prophecy said Israel would be scattered into all nations, and history shows exactly who those people were. Yet the truth survived. It survived in our languages. It survived in our customs. It survived in our might. It survived in our suffering. It survived because the Most High preserved His people even when the world forgot them. And today, the world can no longer deny the evidence. The children of Israel live in Africa, in the Bantu kingdoms, in the diaspora, in the scattered communities across the earth. The awakening is not just happening, it is unstoppable. Part 4 will go even deeper, my brother, into ancient maps, historical writings, trade routes, and what the earliest explorers secretly documented about the Bantu Israelites.